Peace to the family. Peace, y'all. What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Okay. Yeah, we fixed it. How's everybody doing? I'm just tapping in. Just tapping in with the fam on the, you know, on the first days of May. Officially the beginning of summer. You know, we getting towards that day. The sun is shining. It's very, very summery out there. The morning breakfast routine. Well, right now, I'm committed to a fast that KT, the arch degree, Father Rich, aka Brother Rich, and a few of us are beginning. We're beginning a 30-day. No, is it a? It's a yeah, a 30-day fruit fast. So we're doing fruits and juices for 30 days. So that's gonna be my breakfast routine. Fruits and juices through this whole 30 days. So I could do a little bit of cleansing, regenerating of the cells, replenishing of, the body, especially after the winter and whatnot. Getting into the sun, getting into some breathing, which is super duper important. Let me explain to you the power of breathing, and let me explain to you the importance of breathing, and let me explain to you the transformative powers and the leveling up powers of learning to breathe. You know what I'm saying? It regulates all of your body functions, all of your body function. You know what I'm saying? From your your thinking to the way that you perform physically, athletically, sexually, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, all of that is revolved around breathing. So breath, which is synonymous with spirit, is super duper duper important. We as a people, especially with all of the traumatization, especially with people signing up to say, yo, I'm traumatized. Yo, I got PTSD. Yo, I'm triggered. Yo, I've been molested. Yo, I've been, all kind of traumatized. You know what I'm saying? I've been victimized. All of these things. None of us are talking about breathing, though. The conversation about how to breathe doesn't follow all of the victimhood rhetoric. The conversation about how did you change, or how did you heal, or how did you move on, or how did you exhale, or how did you basically process that through breathing, that doesn't even come up. All of these marches and whatnot for breast cancer, and nobody's talking about breathing and the importance of breathing, the significance of breathing, the science of breathing, the healing modalities of breathing, the actual self-mastery basis or foundation of breathing. So that's what makes me see, okay, this is a half truth, half falsehood campaign. It's not really about healing. It's about stealing. It's about presenting the problem and then pimping the solution. It's not about getting right to the motherfucking solution, because it's not even a secret. I'm not giving y'all a secret. This is not a hidden truth. This is something that not only Wiki, Google, and Siri knows about. This is something that a lot of people around the world not only know about it, they practice it. They know about it because they practice it. So there's a difference between you believe in some shit and things that you know. You know something because when you do it, it works. If I go to sleep, I'm going to wake up. I know that. You know what I'm talking about? There may be a day that I don't wake up. But for now, yeah, I know that if I go to sleep or if I close my eyes, I'm going to go to sleep. This I know. If I got to go to the bathroom, if I go into the bathroom, something is bound to happen. This I know. I don't have to believe that. So there's a big difference between knowing and believing. I'm just giving you, a ABC breakdown of it, but it goes deeper than that. But getting to be the knowing, because when you're in your gnosis, you don't have to worry about believing everything. But belief gets you to faith. Yo, breathing is the shit. I'm telling you, fellas, talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? Breathing, being able to control. Go and listen to the audio book of this. This is my new shit. This is my I'm on this real heavy right now. The Way of the Superior Man. You feel me? Get this audio book. It's 8 hours on YouTube. Just listen to it as you go amongst your day. But also get the physical book and read it so you could get it, so you can read it and it logs in. Because reading is almost like reverse typing. You're at your job, you're a data processor. You may be at your, whatever you do, you're typing some shit out, right? So think about when you read it and your eyes is going across these letters and whatnot, and you're reading something, it's similar to typing because you're implanting that into your consciousness. You're typing it in. You're going through the words and whatnot. It's going into your mind. It's going into a place. It's getting logged into some folder in your subconsciousness, 3 levels deep into your cabinets or your hard drive. It's 3 levels deep because it's so much data being processed through your interactions and through your day, through your experiences, through the things that you're learning, especially if you're out here on some, student mode. You're beyond your woke stages. You're in the, you're in the library. You know what I'm saying? You're in Timbuktu. You're in your Akashic records. You have to start out maybe in the physical libraries first, reading books, and then it's going to take you into places in your mind when you go into either your meditative state, your defocalized state, your sleep state, or if you go into other states where you could basically tap in, and then you go into the library in your mind, the Akashic records, when you're downloading the information similar to what was shown to you in the movie The Matrix. The scene, or rather the sequences where they were showing you the possibility of being able to tap into a source and downloading information into your mind, that is becoming a reality day by day. But when you tapped in, when you are aligned with, when you're on the Wi-Fi sequence, nigga, when you're on not 5Gs, you on 7Gs, and you're tapped into a higher place that's downloading this information, then, it's just going to come to you. Like there's going to come a day and time where you're going to just say to yourself, yo, I want to learn, I want to play the piano like Beethoven. And because a Beethoven existed, right? And because a Bach has already existed, and because all of these opera singers and these musicians, right? They have already existed. So the fact that they have already existed, their whole imprint, right? Their DNA, because of their not only of their digital footprint, but their DNA footprint, they've already been figured out. They've already been genomed. Their sequence could be captured and broken down, especially if people have the DNA of Beethoven and Bach and things of that nature. So they're going to be able in the very near future to download, right? Don't think about Wi-Fi. Think about the fact that the electric body. Think about the fact that the fact that AI, and along with quantum, because now in this post Endgame world that we live in, this post Avengers Endgame world that we live in, the conversation that we were having about quantum, the conversation is now a reality because we're now in a quantum reality where the conversation about quantum entanglement, right? Quantum computing, the quantum internet, the quantum, all of this quantum talk is about to pop off because the Avengers. You don't need the spoiler alert. I'm not gonna tell the juicy parts to the people who haven't gotten out to the movie theater. But the quantum was introduced on the largest platform. That's by the biggest movie ever, according to box office receipts, which is Avengers Endgame. And it was based on and built on and foundationed on and it's the universe, their whole universe was salvaged and saved because of quantum mechanics. All right. So that conversation is going to be a conversation that we have to tap into, because if you, or if we as a people, as a nation, as a race, as a reality that knows that we exist in a reality that has been tampered with, or we know that we live in a day and time where they have tweaked the past. Like the bizarro world that we live in is not the bizarro world. It's not the reality. It's not the world that we all lived in 20 years ago. This is some different shit going on right now. Okay? The fact that Bob and Joe and you know what I'm saying, and Becky and Susan and all of them are, kayaking through the hood. Come on, like, this is some different shit. Like, this is not normal. You know what I'm talking about? Like, somebody has tinkered with time. Something happened with CERN and the Higgs boson, and they have tampered with the motherfucking infinity stones. Whatever stones we had back in the days, they replaced that with these little crack rocks, stones like that. You know, what I'm saying, what my theory is that Hollywood and quantum universe or quantum mechanics are intricately related, and the movies, right? The movies control the mind, because all is mental. So time is nothing but a construct, a human construct, but it's really about the fact that the mind thinks in all dimensions at once. So Hollywood, and not the hollow wood, the Kabbalists, the people who are the Kabbalists, the people, the engineers, the scientists who are the script writers and whatnot, the screenwriters, the wizards who are responsible for tweaking realities. They were the ones who created these holographic depictions of realities that were not true and were not real, and they inserted themselves vicariously into a reality that spoke about our dominance. It spoke about our galactic footprint. It spoke about our mythos. And they inserted themselves into our mythos, painted it whiteface, you know what I mean? Put their gods in leotards, right? And changed their names to Nordic names like Thor, right? Our god of thunder, our gods of thunder and whatnot, they become a Nordic god named Thor. Okay? Anubis, he becomes Batman. Shout out to Isaiah the Duke of Tears who broke that down. Heru, right? Heru, okay? That's Heru. Okay? He becomes Hercules. He becomes the hero. He becomes the Shango. You know what I'm saying? Shango becomes Thor. Heru becomes Superman and things of that nature. There's so many Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, two real life superheroes, two real life superheroes. They get reimagined and reinterpreted as Professor X and Magneto. All right? This is coming out of the mouth of Stan Lee himself and Jack Kirby. This is not something that I made up. This is all you already probably have a relationship with Alexa, Siri, and Google Voice. Go ask all of them. You know what I'm talking about? They'll all tell you what it is. I didn't make this up. So Hollywood, they're spirit cooking in Hollywood, and they're changing the narrative, and they have tinkered and twinkered with our past. They've erased our past by book burning, by hiding a lot of information, you know what I mean? By having a lot of our quote unquote, the people who we trusted to give us the history, having them on payroll, having them in their lodges, extorting them, having them taking oaths, basically just having them working for them. You dig what I'm saying? And they've been giving our people stories that are not accurate. Meanwhile, Hollywood has been depicting us as weak, subservient, slave-like, non-traditional, non-magical, slave-like, slave-like, subservient, the help, the butler. We could go through all of the slave porn. And that's where the malware is. That's where the download. That's where they begin to catch us. And like Blue Pill and Ken Bripson has been pointing out, and I've been pointing out on many occasions, there's been a 50-year, 40-year campaign that has completely disrupted Black America, the Black community, and these generations that are experiencing fallout from the war on poverty, the war on drugs, the implementation of crack cocaine in our communities, but not just that, the implementation of opiates, heroin to be exact, in the 70s and also in the early 80s and whatnot. That's where the dysfunction comes in at. That's where niggas got toppled. That's when this whole motherfucking this train gets thrown off of the tracks. Prior to that, this bitch was moving. Don't let them ever paint a picture that we was not putting in work in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the goddamn 10s, the 1890s, the 1880s, the 1870s, 60s, 50s. We could show you receipts and records of landowners that have 400, 500, 800 acres. You understand? We could show you millionaires all the way in the 1800s. We could show you a list of 100 plus inventors in the 1800s that came up with significant inventions that basically made this country the industrial capitalistic behemoth that it is today. Significant inventions. God damn it, we got people who look like us who came up with the goddamn internet. What are you talking about? The binary code, the whole computer code is based off of West African math. It's what are you talking about? Like, this is our shit. It's always been that. They're hiding. They have not told you Garvey's story. They have not told you Elijah's story. They have not told you Noble Drew Ali's story. They did not tell you Madam C.J. Walker's story. They did not give you the 100 black communities that were synonymous with Black Wall Street. Hollywood has not rolled out that story. They have not given you the golden age of the Moors. They haven't given you anything. Yet and still, our people don't think that they are tinkering with the versions, with our DNA, with our future by giving us one version of a past. Niggas started getting weaker the more movies they started watching depicting them as weak Negroes, as subservient, groveling Negroes. They didn't even show you like that in the 40s and the 50s. We were dignitaries. You understand what I'm saying? But along with the minstrel shows, along with them hijacking our entertainment and vicariously hijacking our imagination and hijacking the quote-unquote griots amongst us by signing them to 360 slave contracts, signing these niggas to $40 million slave contracts. They put chains around niggas' balls and demasculated them and castrated them. Put it in a jar. And these people were paid to work against us. Let's just be clear. They'll admit it. If you put on the right amount of pressure, you dig what I'm saying? They'll admit it themselves. All of these niggas who are suddenly woke and whatnot, on their day of atonement, they'll admit it. Yo, we added on to this shit. Like, we were responsible by our means and our ways. Because remember, nothing happens just at the hand of Europeans. It's always these niggas. It's always when our people's hands touch us. We the Night King. You know what I'm talking about? We got the White Walkers. It's at our hands that we inflict pain and we build and destroy. It's demonstrations and demolitions. It's at our hands, but it's at their quote unquote, it's at their coach. They're the coach. You run the pigskin, you run the ball, and they're the ones coaching from the bleachers, or they're the ones whispering in your ear. They're the ones that play the sideline. Nigga, they're Coach K, and you run the rock. That's how, and that's that whole dynamic that you see in basketball and in football. Add that to everything. That's how they run this shit from the sideline. At the label, there's a coach. He's either Clive Davis, he's Jimmy Iovine, he's motherfucking you know what I mean, Bob Barker. You dig what I'm saying? If the price is right, these niggas are running the ball. They're gonna do whatever that coach tells them to do. Okay, and they usually have him as a father figure. They call him daddy or they call him father, and sometimes they even sit on that man's lap for advice or just to get nurtured and rubbed on. And that's a fact. You understand? That is the slave master to slave dynamic that replaced Th3Rd sitting on Orset's throne. Okay, watch the throne. Instead of sitting on Orset's throne, these niggas were taught to sit on Santa's lap. And they see Coach K, Jerry Sandusky, you understand? And all of these coaches and all of these white bosses and all of these white father figures, these Warren Buffetts that use these niggas as buffets, okay? White Zaddy, Daddy Warbucks, all of these father figures, these Santa Claus figures that these niggas try to sell you, okay? Anytime a black man is selling you a Phil Drummond, that means that he's getting his Phil Drummonds, okay? Niggas is drumming on his field, all right? Anytime a nigga tries to sell you Phil Drummond, that means Phil is drumming, okay? That means somebody's drumming on these niggas. Anytime they selling you a white zaddy, that is some homoerotic slave master to little slave or little Negro dynamic. That's agape. Okay? That's not Th3Rd sitting on the lap of Orset. We sell you mama. Okay? I'm a Sabi's baby. We sell you mama. That's what we sell you. A real man is gonna sell you mama. Dr. Sabi taught us that it's about mama first. So we're gonna sell you mama. We're gonna sell you Orset. That's how I came in the game. I'm going to sell you my mama. Here's mama pill. That's the lap that I sit on. That's who I get nurtured from. That's who's power in this movie. You understand? That's who's responsible for this planet. It's mama. It could be mama Africa. It could be mama America. It could be mama the world, mama planet Earth. Mama. It could be mama universe. It could just be mama. It could be baby mama. You know what I'm talking about? It could be Lil Mama. It don't matter. It could even be Bahama Mama. But it's about mama. You sitting on mama's throne. So we're going to sell you mama. And we're going to sell you daddy too. But black daddy, my daddy. You know what I'm talking about? My father, Wayne Moreland. My stepfather, my baba, my spiritual babas. My master teachers. There's a whole list of them. But before I sell you some old white man or some goddamn European, you know what I'm talking about? Or somebody who's feeding me with a fucking silver spoon and it's usually a wooden spoon, I'm going to tell you about these people. They come before any white man. That's all I'm saying. What's wrong with these people? But that's all they keep selling you. When you really look at it, when you pay attention to what these people sell you, that's what they're selling you. How many celebrities sold you Dr. Sabi, and he's been on the scene since the 80s? It took Nipsey Hussle, somebody who people are accusing of being a gangbanger, okay? He was a self-proclaimed gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? Had it tatted on his face. In LA. And he didn't get healed by him. Okay? He only heard about his miraculous works the same way that all of them heard about his miraculous works. And it took that man after Dr. Sebi made ascension and whatnot, to decide that he wanted to tell his story. Why is it that 800 niggas before didn't say, I'm going to do that? You can't blame white people for the shit that we do to each other. It's not them. It's us holding us back. It's us that's keeping each one of us a secret from you. It's us that's keeping, yo, stay right there. Stay right there. We're going to wait for the camera to turn off. Then you know what I mean? It's us that's getting in our way. Always know that. And they use white people as a shield. It's not that. It's the fact that we are scared of each other, bro. They were scared of Sebi forever. They was only comfortable saying his name when he wasn't here to answer the call. Understand that. You see it going on with Nipsey. You see how our people are necromancers. You see what this is. This is a deaf culture. They're going to wait for you to leave before they say that they knew you. But when you hear, they will not say your name. They will not get behind your movement. They will not put the resources necessary behind you to make you become the God on earth that you are, to make you fulfill your prophecy, to make you fulfill the motherfucking red and blue star Kachina prophecy. They will not do that. Know who you dealing with. Know who you dealing with. He did not just come out of anywhere. He has been here forever. Sebi been teaching, been lecturing, been pulling up. He was, you know what I mean? You been doing what he been doing. And the team that surround him, because it's not just him. He told you, it's the women around me that's making this shit pop. He had a team. He ran with teams. So all I know is that there's people on this planet putting in work and doing what needs to be done and living out prophecy and living out purposes, and got armies of ancestors walking with them, breathing with them. They breathe them in every morning. And, you know, prophecy, like it's all taking place right now. But I know that these niggas is out here doing their very best to block the greatness. They're doing their very best to not make this shit do what it do. But you use that as fuel, and you use that as everything that you need to push forward and make this shit do what it do. Because when Pac said against all odds, he knew, like, he wasn't just, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't just saying that. It's against all odds. But at the end of the day, you are ultimately the only one that's going to be against yourself. It's nobody but you. It all boils down to you. You're going to figure out at the end of the war, at the end of the goddamn battle of, you know, what was that on Game of Thrones? The Battle of Westeros. You're going to figure out at the end of the battle that it was you. At the end of the battle, you're going to face yourself. This is the time that we're in right now, y'all. Pluto is in retro. Pluto is in retro. Saturn is in retro in Capricorn. John Singleton was a Capricorn. The Trinity of Death has already taken place in LA. Death has visited the city of Los Angeles. It took Jerry Ferguson, who was the crooked police officer on Boys in the Hood, who said, what are you, a rolling 60? And he's in the intro of Nipsey Hussle's Crenshaw album. Nipsey Hussle has him in the intro of the Crenshaw album as the first skit. That's the cop, the nigga hating cop, the black cop from Boys in the Hood. That is a film that John Singleton recorded. He died in LA at 76 years old. Then Nipsey Hussle died in LA at 33 years old. Then John Singleton died in LA at 51 years old, who did the movie Boys in the Hood, the depiction of the Bloods and the Crips and whatnot. A god in the world of cinematography and the cinema gods. He's one of the cinema gods, right? He's one of the cinema gods. Hate it or love it. Okay? Boys in the Hood was, if you want to talk about the power of movies, to show you the power of film, to show you the power of cinema, to show you how cinema can be equated to quantum, And the way that we fix what has been done to us is how they showed you in the Avengers. You have to create a time machine, and you have to go back and do what? You have to take whatever from our past, whenever they went back and messed it up, we are responsible for going back and fixing it. And you can do that through the medium of film. That's how you do it. You can do that through the media of film. That's the time machine. That's how you go back and get the stone, or get the goddamn infinity stone or the time stone. We have to do it through film. Go and research Afrofuturism. Go and research Afro-surrealism. That's the key. And I'm not going to, you know what I'm talking about? I don't have enough time to give you all of the keys, but I'm just giving you the clues. I'm giving you the clues. So if you look at this through, certain people don't have the eyes that can see. They're not living on their third. They're not on their Th3rd Thursday. Tonight is Th3rd Thursday. So to be honest with you, this is just a. I was just coming on to let you guys know that I'll be live tonight on YouTube for Th3rd Thursdays. I believe 11 p.m. So I need y'all to pull up to Know the Ledge Media, right? And we could talk about that. Afrofuturism, right? I'm an Afrofuturist. That's why I had to get the Afro back, because I'm on my futurist shit. I'm in the future right now. Like I promise you, I'm in 2022. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just visiting right now. Like I'm an Afrofuturist. So Afrofuturism is a multi-billion-dollar genre that Black Panther is one of the. It belongs to that. It's one of the it belongs in that genre of Afrofuturism. So we got to research Afrofuturism and know that we could change the past. Go back in the past with machine guns and win the Civil War and stop them from moving the Indians off of the land. Go back with goddamn laser weapons and lightsabers and save Black Wall Street. Go back and do that. Disrupt the timeline. You saw the movie. You saw what they told you about the timeline and things of that nature. Disrupt the timeline. This shit is quantum. Do it on film. Do it in your rhymes. Do it in your music videos. Do it everywhere. Disrupt all of the timelines. Collapse them. That's how you change this shit. You got to change it the way that they changed it for their purpose. They changed it through film. They changed it through cinema. They changed it through the arts and the sciences. That's how they rocked you niggas. Because prior to Hollywood, niggas was popping. What are you talking about? Don't ever fall for the okie doke. Niggas was popping and white people were not. And this is the 1800s. This is the 1700s. What are you talking about? And then in the 1400s, everything before that, it was the Moors. And they was on top of all of that white shit. And white was a status. It wasn't a color. So you had people who were blue, black, who were white because it's a status. They only changed it into a designation of a race after the Wigglebone Party. And this is in the 1800s. So I'm not going to go on because we got work to do. Look, we got some clothes too. We got some pieces. Hit me on my inbox. I'm doing it like this too. My purpose is every day I want to sell at least 10 pieces online, because this is the new frontier. There's no more street. The streets is done. They putting high rises on 2/5. The street is done. You know what I mean? It's click and order. So these are some reflector joggers. Limited supply. This is a large. Hit me on my inbox. We got this. This is the Fatima jacket. This is a large. I got a few more left. Hit me if you want this at a discounted price. This is the Tahuti. That's all Tahuti energy. All right. This is an extra large, a navy blue. This is a Tahuti 2X. This is a conscious maroon hoodie. A medium, a varsity jacket, Crooked Flails hoodie, a medium. So hit me up. Oh, and we got this too. This is new. This is a short sleeve camouflage hoodie, Garvey, with the neon orange camo, with the zippers on the side. All right. This here is a medium. All right. Hit me up. We could do the Cash App. All right. This is a small right here. This is a reflector. All right. So there you have it. Every day I'm gonna have a whole, some pieces and whatnot. It'll be like a closet. You'll be able to get those at a discounted price. If anybody wants that, hit me on my inbox. The same way that we do the Cash App on anything else. You hit me, I go to the FedEx or I go to the post office. You get it either the next day or in 2 days. You feel me? But that's how it is. But yeah, yo, I'll be back tonight on Thursdays. Know the Ledge Media is the YouTube channel. Brother Red Pill 1111. Love and light. Peace.